Wow. It's been an amazing journey over the last few years, and I'll give you a flavour for some of it. For those who know me, I'm originally from Castletownbere, a small farmer and fisherman, and the one thing I discovered that I didn't want to be was a fisherman, because out in the wild Atlantic was not such a pleasant place, and I needed to find something else to do. So, although it's interesting, you talk about the wild Atlantic, it brings to mind the brilliant branding that has been done on what was a lousy old road that nobody wanted to drive on until it was called the Wild Atlantic Way, and now the world is coming to drive on it. So I want to thank the Cork Chamber, who've been a tremendous partner for us in Tyco. I've done a lot of work with them since we re-established here and announced it in 2014. They're a great organisation doing some great work. I would also like to say to the fellow competitors in the big company category, Leia and EPS, I didn't know anything about EPS until this competition, but what a great company based in Mallow doing amazing work. Leia Healthcare is our healthcare provider in Tyco, and I can tell you from first-hand experience, they are a brilliant company. We have a wonderful relationship with them. They give us unbelievable service. I couldn't compliment them highly enough, and I was very worried that we weren't going to win when I saw them in the same category. So hats off to them, and another big difference for me in the last 18 months is, we started this journey. I was kind of a one-man band in what was remaining of Tyco in Cork some years ago, and we won a new mandate. And now I have 250 other people in the ship, and there's a table full of them here, and they're fantastic people. They're doing amazing work in our company. We're in the Internet of Things. We embody what the Internet of Things is. When people talk about it and they wonder what it is, we've got more than 3 billion deployed sensors of one kind or another globally around the world. And what our team in Cork is doing is leading the research and development that makes everything Internet-enabled, that gathers all that information, that analyzes, transmits, secures, stores all of that data, and provides new services to our clients globally, being led by brilliant people in Cork. That's just fantastically gratifying for me to see that happen, and to get talent of the calibre that we've been able to find in Ireland, but also across Europe. And we have a wonderful, diverse population within Tyco. I'd also like to make a special comment on local government, city council, etc. They often get a bad press and a hard time. But I'd like to say a few things. IDA were magnificent in their assistance to me as we went through the investment process and proposals that we put to our management in Tyco. They were truly, truly remarkable, and what a job that they have done since we hit our depression and recession. And a lot of people scoffed at the action plan for jobs. But if you look at the number of jobs that have been created in Ireland in the last 4 or 5 years, a lot of it led by EI and a lot of it led by IDA. And they have done, incredible work. And I've seen it firsthand how hard they work. So, I don't tolerate people talking to me about public service and they don't work and whatever. IDA, I can tell you, is one organisation that absolutely does. I'd also like to thank Cork City Council and Doherty, Pat Ledgeworth and team, who were phenomenal to work with as we went through a building project. And again, the hours that they put in, the help that they gave us at every turn, and it was so nice for me to be able to repay some of that a little bit and participate in an FDI conference that they organised in London that I was able to go to. One last one I would give is the passport office in Cork. In the process of when we were going to try and win this investment for Cork, somebody had managed to help themselves to one of my jackets that happened to have my passport in it. And I was due in a meeting in Princeton 2 days later, and that was an oops moment. What am I going to do? I got onto the passport office. They didn't know me or what we were about, but they pulled out all the stops to get me a replacement passport and got me on that plane. And if I hadn't been on that plane, we wouldn't have got this investment. So again, I'd like to thank them. You know, we have remarkable education in Cork between UCC and CIT. But when we closed our manufacturing of Sensormatic in 2008, you know, we were clinging on to the rock for dear life, a small band of us here in Cork. And at the time, CIT facilitated us by allowing us to remain in a small piece of the building that we had. I would argue that that's one of the most successful incubator examples that we've had in Ireland, because from that seed that we could remain in that building at low cost, it gave us the platform to go and win a new mandate and do new things. A lot of people question the wisdom of CIT doing that for us. But again, you know, that was visionary by them. It was groundbreaking. It was thinking outside the box, and it was being particularly helpful. And we're delighted to be in a position now to hire a high number of graduates from CIT and UCC. You know, more than 75% of our staff so far are graduates between CIT and UCC. And we're delighted with them. They're fantastic. So that's it for me. Again, thank you, everybody. We're so thrilled. I'm personally so delighted that on behalf of Tyco and our brilliant staff to have won this award. Thank you.
Hold on. Yeah, is that heavy?
Oh, wow. So this, I mean, to get the overall award is just fantastic. And, you know, there's a few things I'd like to add to what I said earlier. You know, the one thing that I'm really, really delighted to be able to tell you this evening is that coming here was a really short walk, because I came from my office in 1 Albert Quay, because today at 4 o'clock we signed over the building from John Cleary, and we currently have our team are still in the building, moving in all that we have today in City Gate, the touchdown landing space that John provided to us. And they're still at work, and we're getting pictures of them still moving equipment into 1 Albert Quay tonight, and we're working right through the weekend, and we're ready to open our doors at 8:30 on Monday morning. At 8:30 on the 8th of February, and 2 years ago we said we would open 1 Albert Quay at 8:30 on the 8th of February, and that is what we're doing. I feel so fortunate that we found world-class companies to deal with in Cork, and the one that I want to mention above all is John Cleary Developments. John Cleary and his team are single-handedly transforming Cork. We found them to be an unbelievable partner to work with. The building that they have delivered to us, and I hope many of you will come to see us at some point, is without doubt the best commercial building in Ireland. Everything that they have done has been to a better spec than we imagined, to a higher quality level than we could have anticipated, on time or before time. They are absolutely superb. I couldn't say enough about them. And the other thing that I would like to say, in a project of this scale and complexity, it's unusual that you make, you know, really good friends with the people that you have to work with, because it's such a difficult project to do. But I would consider them lifelong friends, world-class partners, a fantastic company. And I hope they're up here next year. I'd also like to compliment BAM Construction, Theo Cullinan and his team. They have been working around the clock for us. They said that we would make the date, and there were times over the last couple of months where I thought it wasn't possible. In fact, yesterday morning I was at a UCC event, their business school, and I said we were taking the building tomorrow and moving in. While that event was going on, Patrick Coveney, the CEO of Greencore, was there, and he was getting tweets on his phone from people driving by on the bridge going, no way that's going to be ready. But it is ready, and we are in. So thank you to BAM. They have been magnificent for us. I'd also like to compliment our architects, Henry J. Lyons, on a magnificent job that they have done. Again, you'll see that for yourselves when you come to our building. And also Virtus, our project management team, Jason Cronin, has been phenomenal. It truly is Ireland's smartest building. Every piece of Tyco technology and other third-party technology that we could get together, our software team has connected all those things to make it a showcase building. It's a building that will attract clients from all over the world to come and see, Tyco clients and beyond. We've already had a huge number of inquiries around the technology that we have in the building, and inquiries from our client base all over the world that want to come to Cork, that want to see this building, a smart building in what is becoming a smarter city, enabled by companies like Vodafone, the sponsor here today, that are providing the kind of broadband and internet service that we need. Because when you connect 3 billion devices, what you need is bandwidth and ability to move and transmit data. So all of these things are fantastic for us. I also want to say, when we looked at a property 3 years ago, it was still in the depths of despair in Ireland in 2013 when we were looking at it. And there were many properties that we could have selected. Cork is an amazing place. I describe it as surrounded by like a necklace of diamonds of wonderful companies. Companies like EMC, Dell, Apple, Dupuis, Flextronics, Pfizer's. But a lot of them are outside the city. Unless you have cause to deal with them, you don't even know that they're there necessarily. But they're wonderful companies, and I've been fortunate over the years to do business with many of them. And they're absolutely wonderful companies, wonderful management teams. And I learned a lot from dealing with Flextronics when I was there, from EMC, who was a big customer of mine that I worked with. Bob Savage, Bill O'Connell are here tonight. Great people to have worked with. But one thing that we wanted to do is with Tyco, and I convinced our management, because we had been in Cork and we had to leave Cork, when we were coming back, we wanted to come back in a significant way. We wanted to do something transformational for our company, but we wanted to do something transformational for Cork. And we wanted to get a jewel in that necklace in the centre of Cork City, where people could see it and could see that we were trying to do something transformative for the city that would, give the city a boost. And that building now has capacity for 1,800 people. That's what's moving in there. It's all spoken for. It's a cluster in its own right in the city centre of wonderful companies going in there. And we can't wait for them to join us in due course over the next few months. I promise I won't be much longer. And of course, the unexpected happens. And the unexpected happened for us in the last 10 days. In that Tyco merged with another company called Johnson Controls. And when things like that happen, it's always curious to know, well, what does that mean, and what does that mean for us? But I'm pleased to be able to tell you that Johnson Controls Tyco merger, when it completes in September, the global headquarters of what will become a $33 billion, 130,000 person company is globally headquartered in One Albert Quay in the centre of Cork City. So we can do amazing things. We can do amazing things in Cork, and for a small fisherman from Castletown Bear, it's a long way from there. Thank you all.
Great job. Can I take that with you? And then I told you, isn't that right?